and welcome back to 27 Fox Place. Cleaning the fridge is at the top of my list today, and I try to give the fridge a quick wipe down every week or two to clean up the spills and crumbs from the shelves, and about once a year I like to clean the entire fridge from top to bottom just to get to those hard to reach places. And since the fridge is completely empty, it seemed like the perfect time to check it off my list, and it's much easier and faster to clean an empty fridge because it takes less time to move things in and out of the fridge. I'm just using a damp microfiber cloth to wipe down the fridge, and the microfiber traps germs and bacteria, and even though it's non-abrasive, it still has better scrubbing power than a regular sponge. I don't like to completely empty the entire fridge all at once. I try to clean one section at a time so that I can get the food back in the fridge more quickly, and the food that stays in the fridge helps to maintain the temperature. And after I clear one section of the fridge, I can close the doors and then clean everything on the counters before I put it back. It's easier and faster to take the drawers out and rinse them in the sink, but I can't access this lower shelf unless the drawers are out of the way. I have a few organizers that I keep in the fridge, and I don't usually clean them all at the same time. Anytime one of the organizers is empty or close to it, I try to give it a quick wipe down before I refill it.
The sea is calm, and I know we've been through a lot, but just wait. Wait for better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails. Smell the shore, it's right in front of us if we just hold on tight. This vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn. Ooh, we are dreamers of the shore. 7 years now on this boat, and we all know where we belong. Just wait. Wait for our home to show on the horizon.
It takes about 15 or 20 minutes to clean out the entire fridge, and the biggest reason that I can clean the fridge quickly is that I don't spend a lot of time checking for expired foods. I check the contents almost daily for food that we need to eat before it goes bad, so I don't have to spend extra time checking for expiration dates and cleaning out containers of spoiled food.
Getting closer every dawn.
I keep potatoes and onions in the crisper drawers, and I know it's a bit controversial to store potatoes and onions in the fridge, and they need to be kept someplace cool and dark, and most root cellars are used to store these types of vegetables, and they happen to be about the same temperature as a fridge. And the bonus of keeping onions in the fridge is that they don't make me cry.
Believe in, we are dreamers of the shore. Hello, I can't shake the simplest feeling. Beyond the ghost, we stand on the opposite shore. Hello, Ramona, I reach through mysterious ceilings.
The one thing that I don't like about this fridge is that we have to open both doors to access the large drawer that we have at the bottom of the fridge. And trying to open and close one door with your hands full is challenging enough, but when you throw in two doors and a drawer, it turns into a juggling act, which means I end up making extra trips to open and close the doors.
For all in this has
And I always clean the fridge in the same order. I start at the top and work my way down, first in the shelves, then the drawers, and then I always clean the bins on the doors last. And I keep things like condiments and spreads on one side and drinks on the other, so the doors are almost always full. But the bins are easy to remove and I can use them to carry the contents back and forth, so it doesn't take much time to clean them.
I should be the last to know. Hello, Ramona. I missed a cue for a dream. The engine glowed, and I guess you always seem to know. Hello, Ramona. I push back the serious feeling. The end's unknown. To get back the life I used to know. I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes. Honestly don't. I should be the last to know. We're all in this. I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes. Honestly don't. I should be the last to know.
If you're new here, my name is Randy and I live in Southern California with my husband and our two fur babies, Ace and Callie, and I make videos for cleaning and organizing motivation. So if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to take a minute and hit that subscribe button. I post new videos every Friday, but next week is Christmas and I'll be taking some time off to spend with friends and family, so I won't have a video for you next week. And I just wanted to take a minute and thank you so much for supporting my channel and for all your wonderful comments, and I always look forward to hearing from you. And if you have any questions, please be sure to let me know in the comments. I don't always have the time to get back to you right away, but I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread?
The freezer doesn't have the same problem with bacteria as the refrigerator, so I don't clean it quite as often, but it's something that I like to do once or twice a year, and since the freezer is a little on the empty side, I decided to take a few minutes and take care of it now. And like the refrigerator, I work one section at a time, and I start with the top drawer, and I'll make my way down to the bottom drawer.
Maybe the sun will spread your joy to the ones who lost their hope. Fill my head with roses. I can't help but dream away. Standing on a field with you and flowers everywhere. Maybe there is a star with your. One thing I know is that there should be. There is no one who has a heart as pure, not like yours.
The bottom drawer in the freezer needs to come out so that I can clean the crumbs that fall to the bottom of the freezer, and it's easy to get the drawer out, but it's metal, so the size and weight of it make it a little cumbersome to get in and out of the freezer. The ice drawer is full of ice, so I'm not going to clean it out today, and I usually clean it separately, and I like to wait until we need to pack a cooler with ice so that it's empty and easy to clean out.
Dreaming of you, dreaming of you. What if the world had none of your stuff? What if the wind could spread your love? Sweetness could reach everyone, there'd be no wars. Dreaming of you.
I get a lot of questions about our appliances, and we have had KitchenAid appliances in the kitchen for over 12 years now, and we have a counter depth refrigerator, which means it's not as deep as a standard fridge, so it lines up with the rest of the cabinets. And because the fridge is shallow, it doesn't hold a lot of food, and so we do have a second fridge in the garage, but we mainly keep cold drinks in that fridge. And the only advantage to having a shallow fridge is that there's not enough room for things to get lost in the back. I need to clean out the coffee filter every day, but when I clean out the coffee filter just depends on the day. And sometimes I can take care of it first thing in the morning, but most days it's something that I do in the evening, and I just dump the coffee grounds and rinse out the filter and the coffee pot before I put everything back together, and then it's ready to make another pot of coffee.
I wonder. How come the sky sometimes hides behind the clouds? Maybe it's just like me, a little bit scared of heights. Why does the rain always keep on pouring down when it's gray outside? It really makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder. It really makes me wonder. I wonder. How come the trees get undressed when it's cold? And don't they miss the leaves they left behind? Could it be to make the ground shine like gold until winter comes? Until winter comes.
Cleaning out the fridge and the shelves in this window is part of my weekly routine, and it usually takes about 15 minutes or so to clean them both, and I just use a damp microfiber cloth to clean the glass, and then I use a dry microfiber to buff out the water spots.
It really makes me wonder. Oh, I wonder. Stars come to shine when it's dark from so far away and show us where we are. It really makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder. Oh, I wonder. Oh, I just wonder.
Now we have a clean fridge for our weekly Costco haul, and we usually restock the fridge at the end of the week, and we'll make a trip to the grocery store for whatever we can't get at Costco. And my husband hates to do the laundry, and I hate to do the grocery shopping, so he stops at the store on the way home from work, and I take care of the laundry.
Doorstep, finally home. I've been gone for too long. Standing here a while just to take it all in. Radio is playing a song. It is true. If only I could do one thing, I'll be with you. It is true. Baby, how I need your love. Will you still love me as I'm getting hungry and old? And when you are away, I sometimes feel very cold. It is hard to define you, but
My husband brings in the mail after work, and we take care of it right away, and most of the bills get paid online, so we just need to check the statements when they come in, and junk mail goes straight into the recycle, and important papers get filed right away. We eat a lot of bananas every week, and there's a few that are about to go bad, so I'm just going to put them in the freezer, and I can use them to make smoothies. I usually try to clean the kitchen floor in the evenings after dinner, but it was a bit of a mess after I cleaned out the fridge, so I decided to take care of it a little bit early.
close your eyes. Get some rest. I'm by your side.
Folding a load of laundry is something that I try to do in the mornings, but it's the most time-consuming part of my morning routine, so when I'm pressed for time, it usually gets put off until the end of the day. But I try not to put it off for another day if I can help it, because it just adds to my workload the following day.
Right here, it's gonna be okay. The world could fall down, it's gonna be okay. The sun could go out, we're gonna be okay. If all the blue skies fade to gray, we're gonna be okay. Calm your soul. Hold my hand. Don't let go. I understand. I know it hurts. It wasn't fair. It's over now, so don't despair. The world could fall down, it's gonna be okay. The sun could go out, we're gonna be okay. If all the blue skies fade to gray, we're gonna be okay. The world could fall down, it's gonna be okay. The sun could go out, we're gonna be okay. If all the blue skies fade to gray, we're gonna be okay.
I had just enough time to fold the laundry and tidy up in the laundry room before it was time to start dinner, and I had intended to put the laundry away after dinner, but by the time I remembered, I was already sitting down for the night, so it just didn't happen. The only thing better than starting the day with a clean kitchen is starting the day with an empty dishwasher, so the next morning I started out in the kitchen.
I know that you are having a hard time right now. That everything seems to crumble around you. I know that you feel all alone in this world, but you have to put your trust into us, and we will help you through, 'cause we only want what's best for you. I know that you are having trouble believing right now that everything is gonna be alright. I know that you feel all alone in this world, but you have to put your trust into us, and we will help you through, 'cause we only want what's best, what is best for you.
There's always something that I don't get done during the week that carries over to the weekend, so before I tidy up in the living room, I need to change the cover on the sofa and get it in the wash.
I know that you feel all alone in this world, but you have to put your trust into us, and we will help you through, 'cause we only want what's best for you. For you, what is best for you. For you. I saw you from across the room. When our eyes met, I never knew that I could feel this way, and it's kinda strange. Don't even know your name. I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you. I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you. You say that you're from out
When I change the cover on the sofa, I change the sheets on the bed, and it makes it easier to keep track of when things need to be done, but I also wash all the linens on the same day.
Would you stay another night? 'Cause I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you. I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you. I think I've waited all these years for you right here. But how will I ever know if you go? 'Cause I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you. I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you. I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you. I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you. I don't think that I'm being that selfish right now. You said yourself you'd be breaking your vow. I can understand you're tired of this town, and I'm not saying that we have to settle down now. Just remember this. We could have been stardust, same world but without us. Something made us find each other out there. Made us realize we're more than just stardust. Ignore this fact if you must, to do what your dreams are telling you to do. And I'll be out there looking for someone like you. Stardust, stardust. I'm the lazy one, so I guess I should have known. You said
And while I took care of the morning routine, my husband went to the grocery store and picked up a few things to get us through the week. So I just need to get everything put away, and I have a little bit of washing and chopping to do for the week, but I won't do that until later in the day.
I can wait and remember this. We could have been stardust, same world but without us. Something made us find each other out there. Made us realize we're more than just stardust. Ignore this fact if you must, to do what your dreams are telling you to do. And I'll be out there looking for someone like you. Hey, I don't think you're supposed to go. Maybe I'm just too slow. But we should just lean together. We could have been stardust, same world but without us. Something made us find each other out there. Made us realize we're more than just stardust. Ignore this fact if you must, to do what you're.
So many of you want to know my secret to growing basil, and the truth is I have someone else do it for me. They sell living herbs at the grocery store, and I can keep them in the window until I have time to make a fresh batch of pesto. And that's all for today. If you like this video, remember to give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications before you go. And thank you so much for spending your time with me today, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday season.